Gibson. Would you look at that? The last of my modern cards are gone. Yep, somebody bought them. We're done, buddy. We're out of modern. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Man, feels good. Feels really good to not have any more modern cards. You're a good pup. Got a treat here somewhere? No? I don't know where this came from, but I don't remember having an Emrakul. But whatever. You can probably trade this for the rest of Blue Red Delver, eh, buddy? Alright, let's get out of here. Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Pauper Ponderings. A couple quick announcements before we start playing some blue-red Cheerios, or Izzet Cheerios, or whatever I want to call it. We have our winner of the Pauper print. Gets to be announced here, so I guess I'm going to throw in some drum roll right here. The winner is Peter Oregon? Something? Peter Orgeron Jr. So, thank you for commenting, Peter. I congratulate you on winning this thing. I will be sending you a message on YouTube. If you could please send me an email, that would be fantastic, pauperponderings@gmail.com, and I will get this beautiful print sent out to you as soon as possible, hopefully tomorrow. Anywho, playing some Cheerios. I also wanted to give a shout out here to my boys, the Winnipeg Jets. We are Winnipeg. Anyone watching this right now, if you're from Nashville, I love you obviously because you're watching this video, but Preds are going down 100%. Anyways, let's get right into some Cheerios. Alright, so we are playing blue-red Cheerios, or Izzet Cheerios, or just Cheerios if you want to call it. Now, why is the deck called Cheerios? Well, as you can see, there are a bunch of artifacts that happen to cause 0 mana. As you can see here, we got Cathar's Shield, we have a Quarter Shield, if it come up for me, come on. We have a Bone Saw, we have Herbal Poultice, which is a pretty bad card, kind of protection, we have some Welding Jars, which really do nothing in this deck, some Spidersilk Nets, as well as some Lotus Petals. So, what we want to be doing is we want to play a bunch of these in the same turn and then get a whole bunch of triggers off of our creatures. So what creatures do we have? Well, first off, we have the brand new Dominaria card, Artificer's Assistance. 1 blue for a 1/1 with flying. Whenever you cast a historic spell, which happens to be an artifact, you scry 1. Now we also have 4 copies of Firebrand Archer. So this is 1 and a red for a 2/1, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Firebrand Archer deals 1 damage to each opponent. We also have Reckless Fireweaver, which is 1 and red for a 1/3, and whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So you're saying, well, this is a cool little interaction here. We have a lot of damage being dealt, but how do we keep it going? Well, we have 4 copies of Ophidian Eye, which is 2 and a blue. It's an enchantment aura with flash, and enchants a creature, and whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you draw a card. So, with Firebrand Archer with an Ophidian Eye on it, every time you play one of these spells, you're going to deal them a damage and draw a card, so on and so forth. Tandem Lookout is essentially the same thing as Ophidian Eye. It's 2 and a blue for a 2/1, and as long as it's paired with another creature, each of those creatures has, whenever this creature deals combat damage, or deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. Very important, because neither of these creatures are going to be getting into the red zone. We finish off the list with 4 copies of Galvanic Blast, because, you know, it's 1 red for 4 damage. Now, the nice thing, as you know, with Pauper Ponderings now, is that we go through kind of what I like to call an evolution of the deck list. So, as I looked at this deck and as I played this deck, I kind of got some ideas of what it does and what it doesn't do well. Now, I like the card Thoughtcast. We're going to maybe try to add some Thoughtcast into the main deck, because sometimes I found that we were kind of stalling out. Maybe I need some more lands. As you can see, we're only playing 13 lands. Plus 4 Lotus Petals, so essentially 17-ish lands, but you can see that the curve of this deck is pretty small. Artificer's Assistant allows you to find the lands that you need, but let's get into some games, and we're going to make some adjustments as we go, and we're going to see how we can turn this deck from, you know, possibly a fringe archetype to maybe something that has some power and maybe has some staying power in the format. Just a quick check on our sideboard. We have 3 copies of Dispel, 2 copies of Hydroblast, 4 copies of Thoughtcast, as it's kind of a grindier card, 3 copies of Electrickery, and 3 copies of Pyroblast. So kind of the de facto blue-red sideboard in the format. But I will see you back here for round number 1. Alright, so we're on the draw for game number 1. This hand seems pretty decent. We have the Tandem Lookout, we have the Firebrand Archer. I would say we're going to get going here. The problem I see is we only have the 1 red source and Lotus Petal, but that's okay. I'm going to keep this hand. And hopefully we're not playing against blue-black control. Ooh, Forgotten Cave. I like it. Some red action going on. Okay, so we're going to lead with a Seed of the Synod. And I think... this is an interesting call. So, I can either play Artificer's Assistant, or I can wait. Yeah, I think I'm better off. Because I could just play turn 1 Firebrand Archer, but that doesn't really do that much. So I'm actually going to start off a little bit slower and play out the Assistant. Because, like, next turn, I'm not doing anything. Like, I can play the Assistant next turn. But I can do all that in the same order. So, like, next turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Seed of the Synod, Firebrand Archer, and then do some stuff. So we're going to see. Artificer's Assistant's going to hopefully help us find some whatever. Alright, so we're playing against mono red. There's a Spidersilk Net. Okay, so... maybe I should have cast the Lotus Petal last turn. Yeah, I probably should have. So we'll keep that on top for sure. I think we just play out the Tandem Lookout. This kind of... I want to say that this doesn't make us as suspicious. You know what I mean? Like, the way that we're playing right now kind of looks like we're just trying to be tricksy and draw some cards. If we would have led with Firebrand Archer, he 100% kills it on the spot if he can. This way, there's a chance that he possibly taps out, and we actually get to go off next turn. So we're hoping he plays like his own Firebrand Archer or something. Okay, gives us a needle drop. Sure. Full Forgotten Cave, that's pretty nice. Deals the damage, draws a card, sure. So he just passes. Alright. So we cast Firebrand Archer. I would like to pair them. I would like to cast Spidersilk Net. I'm going to put that on top for sure. So now we have it for next turn as well. Okay, so the net resolves. Cast another one. Put this one on the stack first. Doing it all correctly here. I'm gonna... This is interesting. I think I want to put this on top. It's tough because I'm gonna get... Yeah, I think I have to put this on top. Cathar Shield just resolves. I'm going to play out the Artificer's Assistant. Play out Bonesaw. I'm going to put this one first. Okay. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom. I'm going to put that one on top. Then I'm going to draw it. He's kind of realizing what's happening now, and it's pretty funny. This one first. I have to put that one on the bottom. Keep that one on the top. So this is working pretty sweet, actually. The double Artificer's Assistant is busted. Maybe he just doesn't have anything. This is really funny. Oh, this deck's awesome. Okay, so put that on the bottom. That's a good one, but I still think I want to put it on the bottom. No, we didn't get there. Never lucky. That's okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and attack anyways. Gonna have to get a little lucky here next turn, depending on what happens. But I like our spot for sure. Lightning Strike. Doesn't respect the Firebrand Archer Tandem Lookout combo, I see. Curse the Pierced Heart. Yeah. Targets me again. Okay. If he taps out, I don't think... Yeah, I don't think he's getting another turn here. I would be very... I need to get a little lucky, but... I don't see how I lose this game. Another Firebrand Archer. Okay, well. The question here becomes... I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, I can go... Okay, so... It's either I draw 2 cards, or I get 2 damage. I think my best bet to win this game is probably just do this. He might have Fire Blast, but if he has Fire Blast, we're just dead, so it doesn't matter. Ooh, we drew the Lotus Petal too. That's fantastic. Okay, so I don't think we can lose now. So we get to draw infinite cards. Keep that on top. We're gonna do that and that. Always yield. Yes. Draw a card, draw a card. Okay, Lotus Petal resolves. Cast another Lotus Petal. Now we get to play another Firebrand Archer. Yeah, this game's just over. We'll keep that on top. Keep that on top. Ooh, this deck is sweet. I'm loving this. Okay, we'll draw a card. Cast another Lotus Petal. Sack this one for red. Get this over a little faster. I actually never really went off in the games that I played, so I'm pretty happy that this is working. I'll keep that on top. Would like to draw a card. I would like to draw a card. That resolves. I would like to keep that on top. Would like to keep that on top. I would like to use the ability. Yes, yes. Do that, do that. I'd like to keep that on top. I'd like to keep that on top. Deal him 2 more damage. Put that one there. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Herbal Poultice resolves. Cast a Quarter Shield. That one like that. That one like that. I'll keep that on top. He's so mad. I actually think if he just, like, uses those bolts on my guys, I actually can't win. I'm in such bad shape. Okay, go ahead and cast this one, and he dies. Keep that on top. Keep that on top. Boom! Oh, that's funny. Okay, so in this matchup, I don't think I want the Galv Blasts. I'm actually in for him to just kind of tap out, so I'm actually going to exchange the Thought Casts for the Galv Blasts, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's not grindy enough. Maybe I want 2 Thought Casts and 2 Hydro Blasts. That might be better. Yeah, I think that's good. Sweet. Okay, so I don't think I can keep this hand. I have to mulligan, unfortunately. Can't keep this hand. This hand's fine. I'll keep this hand. So our opponent's on 6 cards. Be pretty safe with what we're doing here. I'm happy that we have a Hydro Blast. That's good. I think I need to bottom that. I'm just looking for pieces now. I think he lost that game for himself by just going upstairs as much as he did. I don't think there's any point to keeping him Hydro Blast. I'm not going to use it. It's going to be for like Curse of the Pierced Heart or Thermal Alchemist or something. It's not going to be just for a random Lightning Bolt, so I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm much more likely to use it on something like that. Or to protect Reckless Fireweaver. I guess it'll depend what we draw. Artificer's Assistant is not bad. So definitely going to run that out there. And then ship the turn. I think Thermal Alchemist staying in play is fine. Yeah, I'd like it to protect the Reckless Fireweaver. Or... Rift Bolt. Sure. Okay, draw a card. There's the Tandem Lookout that we need. Okay. So we're just going to cast the Reckless Fireweaver. And attack. For 1, because every point matters. Having the Artificer's Assistant definitely helps. It makes it a lot easier to go off, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll see where he puts this Rift Bolt. Down at 20. So, if history tells us anything, he's going to go upstairs. I would like him to go upstairs, that is for sure. Goes with that thing. He has 2 cards in hand. So let that happen. Let that happen. We'll attempt to counter this. So, take another 1 down to 17. Okay, Lava Spike's good. Lava Spike is not Reckless Fireweaver. It does feel bad that all of these burn spells are worth 5 points of damage, though. I'll tell you that for free. We might just be dead here, I think. Down to 8. Maybe we're not just dead. Alright, so we have the Tandem Lookout. And I guess we can see what happens. Pair it there, cast a Cathar shield. Alright, so we're going to bottom that. Deal him the damage. Lotus Petal's good. That is for sure a good one. I'll cast it. If he's like just... Wait, oh, no, put that on top. That's for sure. Deal him another damage. Cast this. It's going to be pretty tough for us to go off completely. I guess I just keep this... No, I just can't afford to at this point. I need to... Oh, that's... See, the fact that that Great Furnace also triggers it is huge. It's going to take a lot of work. Maybe another Thornbow Archers. But, Reckless Fireweaver is good. I'll keep that on top. I think so. It's kind of scary, but I need to hit it. I need to start hitting them now, though. But I'm in a tough spot either way, right? So down to 7, sure. Okay, so you just... I don't understand. Like, oh, okay. Keep that on top. Okay, so he is essentially out. All right, well. Yeah, keep that on top. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. Ooh, we're getting pretty lucky here. It goes down to 8. The nice thing, ooh, keep that on top, is we can actually equip the bounce onto the Artificer's Assistant. So we only need to get him to 2. Cast. Okay, gotta bottom that. This is the big one here. Ophidian Eye. Oh no, we're 1 short? Oh no. Did I miss a point? I don't think I did. I think I just got a little unlucky here. I can't send that guy. I have to send both of these guys. He blocks here. Oh, we were so close. I don't think there's anything I can do. I can sack this, put it on this thing. These things have to be paired. Paired here. Failed. I don't think I missed anything. We got so close. If this was an artifact, we win the game. That's too bad. I don't think there's anything we can do here, though. Put the bone saw on that thing. No, that's going to do it. Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't able to get there. Okay. Well, off to game 3. We almost won our Mold of 5 there. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think we want any of these cards. I don't think they're good enough. Oh, that was so close. Okay, I would love to play first, though. Okay, we can't keep that hand. Can't keep this hand either, unfortunately. I guess I have to keep this hand. Alright. Put that on the bottom. Cast a Great Furnace and pass. Man, I thought we were going to get there, too. That's too bad. This is going to be a tough one. Gonna be a tough one. Okay, so mountain and a pass. Thought cast is not gonna do it, so we'll pass. This 5 is a lot worse than our last 5. It's okay. I have faith. He did keep 7, which is kind of unnerving. Thermal Alchemist, sure. Swiftwater Cliffs is a good start. Thoughtcast also gets us back into the game a little bit, so... And we have the combo in our hand. Curse of the Pierced Heart, sure. Alright, Lotus Petal. Okay, so... I think what I need to do here is jam out the Fireweaver. Jam out Lotus Petal. One, two, three. Then play this Artificer's Assistant. Maybe this is wrong. Keep that on top, even though it feels wrong. This is going to be... I don't know, maybe that was wrong. This is actually a pretty difficult deck to play. Maybe we shouldn't have kept the archers on top. Maybe that was just wrong. But, like... Well, that was basically worst case scenario. That's not good. Okay, so we're going down to 15. Down to 14 is probably Lava Spike, Chain Lightning. Down to 11, essentially down to 10. And then a 9 with the Curse. So we have another Firebrand Archer. And then next turn we basically just have to pray to draw a land. I don't necessarily like our spot. Maybe the Thoughtcast isn't as good as I think it is, but it's obviously better when we have 7 cards in our hand to start with. It's tough to get a mass of artifacts into play. Drew a land. Don't be Searing Blaze one time. Oh, basically going to do it, I think. So we're going to go down to 5. Any burn spell here does it, which I assume is what this is. Yeah, that is going to do it. Well, guys, with the lightning bolt. I think this guy was really salty. He lost to us in game 1. Anyways, we'll be back for round number 2. We're going to make some adjustments, though, so stick around. Thanks for watching. All right, so I like the idea of Thoughtcast, and I think it's worth trying out in the main. So I'm actually going to cut 2 Galvanic Blasts and add 2 Thoughtcasts to the deck, I think. I liked the land count. I never really felt like I was too low on lands. And then as for the sideboard... Maybe I want... What do I have? Don't want that. We can just play... the 4th Electrickery... and the 4th Pyroblast, I think. I don't think this is the kind of thing where you want to like play a bunch of different threats. I think we have what our deck does. It's what our deck does. So I like trying out Thoughtcast. I think it's going to be okay. And yeah, see you for round number 2. All right, so we're here for round number 2. We won the die roll. I would like to play first. I guess this hand is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. I will keep. I think you got to keep some of these hands. You know, like we're kind of a little land light. We're a piece off, but it's really nothing you can do. It's just kind of how the deck is made up, really. So again, we're hoping we don't play against blue-black control or Tron. Tron actually seems like a pretty good matchup for us if they're tapping out and stuff. So we'll see. This Artificer's Assistant is really sweet, though. I'm very happy with this card so far. Right through his first turn. Forest. So maybe elves? Ooh. Stompy. I haven't seen Stompy in a long time. Okay, so I think I'm going to lead on the assistant and try to find a land, I think. I think that's fine for now. Just wanted to get 1 down. I want to use as many as I can for the Thornbow Archers. I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have. Gets in there for... I don't think I block. There's no way I block here. Yeah. Take it down to 20. Plays a Quirion Ranger, sure. No play. Okay. Another Lotus Petal. So that's not the worst. Go ahead and attack. They're not going to have very much interaction. So if they're kind of light on lands, this is good for us. Go ahead and play the Firebrand Archer. Alright, so now... Try to find... It's not really what we want right now. I guess it is. I'll keep that on top. Alright, so he goes down to 18. I guess we just pass. This is going to be strange, I think. Definitely strange. We're kind of banking on him not having any interaction and we kind of having a slightly quicker clock than him. We'll see, though. 2 mana. Burning Emissary, sure. To an Estimator, yep. Don't really care about any of this. Gonna end up taking 2 here, I can only imagine. He's used his land drop for the turn. Only the Queen Ranger, I will take that. I will go to 19 willingly here for sure. Okay, so. Put that on the bottom. Cast another Firebrand Archers. And we'll try for this thing. So like, it's not great. I'm gonna put it on the bottom. I think I need to find like a draw spell. It's gonna get pretty tough for me to win pretty fast here, so. It's tough that our lands are these Lotus Petals. Because I could be digging a lot more furiously if they weren't, but it's not really the hand that we were dealt here. 2 mana? 3 mana. Oh no, Vaultskirt. My entire plan. Hunger of the Howlpack, yeah, that's not good. Okay, well, we don't have very much time now. Yeah. Okay. I don't even really know what we're looking for at this point. There's the Ophidian Eye, but we just can't cast it. Just need to play this thing. And hopefully find a land. Down on the bottom. And we need a way to start things, so we need the Accorder Shield. So we kind of just have to pass and hope to get lucky. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is a world where we win this game. Needs an untapped land next turn. Okay. Only sending that thing is good for us. Down to 10. Korean Ranger. Alright, we need a land here really badly. Okay, that's not a land. Okay. That is a land, so we'll put that on top. Deal him 2 damage. And then we have to leave our guys back, I think, just as like a sign of some sort of threat. It's like the only way we can do anything here. And then we got to get extremely lucky. And have him be cautious again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If he has a pump spell, we're dead. He's going to 16. I don't think I can block and expect to live. This only regenerates artifacts. This regenerates creatures for 3 mana. I just need to take it, I think. There's a chance we're dead. Okay, we did not die. Alright, fantastic. So once again, Alright, there is a world where we can win this game now. As crazy as that is, there is a world. Alright, so put this on this guy. Or on this girl, sorry. Get to put him to 14. Now we just gotta get really lucky. Really, really lucky. Oh my god. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks so bad. Didn't he just have lethal? He just had lethal. Why didn't he just kill me last turn? Let's see. Come on. Okay, there was one. Missed one. No, we wouldn't have got there. Okay, well, I don't feel that bad about it. Alright, let's go to sideboarding. Okay, what do we want here? We don't really have a lot of stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of Galvanic Blast. Actually, it's not that bad. We'll keep it in. I don't like the thought casts. I'll maybe board those up for some dispels. Maybe that's better. Maybe Electrickery is better. I think actually Electrickery is better. I think that Vines of Vastwood is a little too niche, so I'm going to go like that. Oh my god, that was a beating. Okay, so I would like to play first. This hand is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. I'll keep. After I talked on and on about how he had no interaction, boy, did he make me pay. I'll go ahead and cast this thing. I'll keep that on top. And pass the turn. So we're hoping... We're actually going to try to... I think we try to get this Tandem Lookout Artificer's Assistant thing going. I think that's the best way we have to win. I will put that on top. Yeah, I'm this might be awful, but I'm actually okay with it. Especially if he doesn't if he's kind of got a slow draw. I'm gonna draw some cards. He might just have the fight card and we might just get blown out here. But, we can wait, I guess. But, this is definitely interesting. We're hoping he doesn't have... I forget what it's called. Something fight. Take 2 here. Sure. Burning Tree. Sure. Another Burning Tree. This is starting to look not good. Starting not to look great. Ugh. Oh, man. Oh. Well, I mean, when you got it, you got it. So put that on the bottom. I wish I had that welding jar. Yeah, get in there for one. All right, need to land here real badly. Only 13 of them. That's not a land. Oh, no. Oh, the old turn 2 double stone rain. Oh, no. How bad does this card look? I'm sorry. I gotta go to game 3. I don't think we've been blown out that bad on Pauper Ponderings in a long time. That was bad. You know what? And it was famous last words, too, because I even said, this green deck I don't think has very much interaction for us. Oh, my goodness. Well, I don't think we want to change anything, to be honest. Like, we didn't really get to see our deck do anything that game. I'm going to just try again this 60 and 15 card sideboard. Hopefully we get a bit of a better matchup and we can take this home. I actually think this deck is better than what it's shown so far. But yeah, off to round 3. Alright guys, well unfortunately for us, game 3 actually is just way too grindy for me to have to go through. It was almost like an hour and 10 minutes just the match itself. So, here we are. Playing off against Mono Blue Delver, game number 1. We end up keeping this hand because we were on the draw. He had Augur Bolus, we had turn 2 Firebrand Archer. Our hand was pretty decent. We have, you know, the Ophidian Eye with the Cathar shield, the Accorder shield, and then Artificer's Apprentice can do a pretty good job of pressuring their life total early in the game. So we'll pick it up here. We cast the Thermal Archer, attack in for 1, get him down to 19, and pass the turn. Our opponent casts the Brainstorm, and then passes. He attacks for 1. We obviously do not block. And then we untap. So here's the situation that kind of comes up. So right now we have the opportunity to just slam Ophidian Eye onto a Firebrand Archer and just start going off. But it gives him the opportunity, you know, to counterspell it, and it's really all the action that we have going on right now. So we figure we're winning the race right now, 3 points to 1. And because Ophidian Eye has Flash, if he tries to flash in Spellstutter Sprite to, say, block Firebrand Archer, we can just Galvanic Blast the Spellstutter Sprite, put Ophidian Eye onto the Firebrand Archer, and we're just so far ahead, it's ridiculous. So we attack in for 3. He takes it down to 15, and then he passes. He attacks us down to 1. We take it, and then he plays another Augur Bolus. He actually doesn't find anything. And then on the end of turn, we tried to Galvanic Blast the Augur Bolus, again, trying to bait out a counterspell so we can resolve Ophidian Eye. But he lets it resolve, and we go ahead and attack him down to 3. And then we play out a Spidersilk Net. The fact that, you know, it's 0 mana, you're getting essentially a damage and a scry for 1 card. So it's not quite a card, but it's pretty close, and in this race, I thought it made sense. So our opponent plays another Augur Bolus. Does not attack. We then have another Firebrand Archer. This is the that card we just because we are redundant in its copies, we run that one into the possible counterspell. And we attack in, send him down to 9. Then we cast a Cathar shield. We see another shield on top. Put him down to 7. And our race gets kind of quicker and quicker. There's a Delver of Secrets. And he gets in for 1. Untap. He Vapor Snags our Firebrand Archer in the upkeep. And then he goes for a Gush. So here was an interesting decision. So he gushes. He has essentially two cards in hand because 2 of those cards are lands. And this is the time where we pull the trigger on the Ophidian Eye. Maybe it was incorrect, maybe it wasn't, but it actually ends up resolving. We kind of read him for not having it, and then we're able to basically just storm off here. As you can see, we get land into play, we draw a card, we get to scry, get another one, draw a card, scry, and all the while, we're dealing him a damage, we're scrying, and we're drawing a card. We even find the Bone Saw to put on the Artificer's Apprentice to deal him the last 2 points, but we're able to get there in terms of just straight up Firebrand Archer triggers. So yeah, we kind of took the opportunity, found a spot where it made sense to go for that Ophidian Eye, and we definitely did get paid off for it as we were able to essentially go off. See, we have a lot of permanents in play. A lot of them don't do anything, but a lot of permanents to play nonetheless. Off to game number 2 we go. Alright, so game number 2, again, we keep kind of a sketchy hand. We have, only mountains. We end up playing, Great Furnaces, I should say. He gets in for 1 with the Fairy Mechanist. At this point, we go for the Firebrand Archer. We figure it's not going to get any better for us. He ends up having the Deprive, which isn't the worst for us, but it's also not the best. He's able to deploy a Delver and then get in with another Fairy Miscreant. On this turn, we go for the Tandem Lookout because it obviously is going to resolve, but he has the Vapor Snag in a turn, which is a pretty big beating in this spot. And here we're kind of just forced to look at a bunch of nonsense. Find a Darksteel Citadel, which is even more funny. He misses again on Delver of Secrets, and gets in for 2. The game starts to get interesting here, though. We've known now that he's missed on Delver 3 turns, so we know that his hand probably doesn't have a lot of decent stuff capable of stopping us. But, unfortunately, one of those pieces was a counterspell. Gets in for 3, puts us down to 10. We found another Tandem Lookout and pass the turn. Still does not flip his Delver, but he has double Spire Golem. And the Spire Golems really do a good job of putting us on a clock. We do actually get to cast the Artificer's Assistant and then get to cast Cathar's Shield. The nice thing about this is we can equip the Artificer's Assistant, and here... So here what we're doing right now is we were trying to look for a Firebow Archer. Because we don't pair the Tandem Lookout. So we played a bunch of these in an attempt to find Firebow Archer. We have double 0-cost artifacts in our hand. And we know that he's basically on nothing here. And with the way that these blocks line up is we can block the Delver even if it flips, go to 1, and then, possibly win this game. So he preordains. He went bottom with the preordain. Very important. He attacks with everything. We block the Insecta Libration. We draw Firebrand Archer, and he has the counterspell, unfortunately. Last card in his hand. We were pretty close to going off. We ended up drawing a bunch of extra cards. It actually wouldn't have mattered. We would have missed on eventually, and we wouldn't have won. But still, pretty funny that, we really looked to be out of it with him having a bunch of creatures in play, a bunch of cards in hand, us having no blue mana, and we were still, him having to draw counterspell away from really doing some busted stuff there. But off to game number 3. Alright, so we're on the play for game number 3. We end up keeping kind of a slow hand, but we have Pyroblast and an Artificer's Assistant. So it does a little bit of stuff. Here we're trying to scry for some action. We end up passing. He plays a Delver. So here we make the decision that we're going to go kind of on the aggro. We end up Pyroblasting the Delver so it can't flip. And we play another Artificer's Assistant and out a Cathar Shield. Seeing another Artificer's Assistant that maybe we should have kept on top, but at this point we were just trying to kind of get some amount of pressure on. And we just keep passing the turn. Here we're in a pretty bad spot as, you know, we have a bunch of permanents in play, but our opponent sitting at 17 life, 6 cards in hand. Definitely not great for us. There we see a Tandem Lookout though, so starts to get a little bit better for us. Here our opponent goes ahead and Vapor Snags our Artificer's Assistant. Kind of a tempo play, but we're actually able to play the Artificer's Assistant again because we have the Lotus Petal. Here he has the counterspell for our Tandem Lookout, and we once again just get in for 2. We're more than content to trade Spellstutter Sprite with his Artificer's Assistant, but he does not take that trade. On our turn, we draw a Pyroblast, and we get in. Here I decide to Pyroblast his Gush, just for the reason that it's really just bad tempo. I think a lot of people end up casting Gush incorrectly, especially in Pauper. Here, you know, even if this resolves, he's only on 2 lands, he gets to untap and play his 3rd land again. Whereas if he just would have cast this on his turn, he actually gets to float 2 mana for free, play the 3rd land, and then untap, and then play the 4th land again. So it really only sets him back, you know, 1 turn as opposed to kind of 2 turns in the way that it happened here. Still doesn't block. Goes down to 12. We equip and attack in for 4. He's still kind of just on nothing. On his upkeep, he snaps our Artificer's Assistant. Get in for 1. Play out the Artificer's Assistant again. This time it gets Spellstutter Sprited, though. And then we just run out Swiftwater Cliffs and make our Artificer's Assistant a 1/7. Here he has no plays. We end up getting in for 1. Here he has Gush. We try to Pyroblast it. He has the counterspell this time, though. So he does draw a bunch of cards. And again, you can see just how... Like, obviously it doesn't matter because we're not doing anything, but he's just so far... Like, in terms of what... If this was a tighter game, he gets to untap and play his 3rd land again. His hand is clogged with lands. It's just... I think people don't play Gush on their main phase nearly enough. We draw another Artificer's Assistant and get in for 1. Play it out, move the equipment over, so we have 2 1/4 flyers again. His Delver does not flip. He has a Spire Golem. We draw another Cathar Shield, we keep the Tandem Lookout on top, and we get in for essentially 1 point of damage. It was definitely interesting whether or not to attack there. He could have traded off a Spellstutter Sprite for an Artificer's Assistant, but just the way that he played this game, it was very, very conservative, and I just didn't think he was going to do that, so I just risked the attack. We go for a Tandem Lookout. It's going to get countered. And then we can't really attack at this point. He has another Gush. And he plays an Augur of Bolas, so things starting to get kind of out of hand for us. This is where their card selection really starts to take over the game. Here we find a Reckless Fireweaver off of our Herbal Poultice, and we make ourselves a 1/7 Vigilance Flyer. He, at end of turn, Vapor Snags it back to our hand. We end up blocking the Delver. Go for a Reckless Fireweaver. It is met with a counterspell. And then we just play out our Artificer's Assistant and pass. Lacking the 3 lands to equip. He gets in there with a bunch of guys. We block his 3/2. And we very nicely draw another Reckless Fireweaver and then equip around. So he's on 6, and you can see we're really not that far away from winning this game. It just there's just a lot of nothing happening. So we end up making our Reckless Fireweaver a 1/6. He has a Fairy Miscreant, which draws him a card. We draw another Herbal... Here we see Spidersilk Net on top of our library, which is really huge, because it's going to allow our Reckless Fireweaver to gain reach, which is huge. Still no attacks. We draw our Spidersilk Net, and then we see a Bone Saw. Also important to note, we know that he found Counterspell off this Augur of Bolas. And then we make the wrong equip. We equip the Spidersilk Net over to the Reckless Fireweaver. He plays another Fairy Miscreant, draws another card, plays a land.
thinks about attacking, and ends up not attacking and passing. We draw Bone Saw, and interesting to note here is that Reckless Fireweaver triggers when it enters the battlefield, and Firebrand Archer triggers when you cast. So we actually don't get the point off this Bone Saw because he annuls it. Important to keep in mind. Plays another Spire Golem. We block. We should find a Firebrand Archer on top of our library. This Herbal Poultice is met with a counterspell. So that was a turn where we definitely missed an attack. If we attack there, he most likely block, and then loses a Fairy Miscreant, which ends up becoming very important later in the game. We just missed that attack, unfortunately. So here he gets in with a bunch of guys. We end up taking 1 down to 8. 1 tap, find a Firebrand Archer, and then put the shield on it. And then we pass. He finds a Brainstorm and another 2 Spire Golems to fill out his army quite nicely. He thinks about attacking once again, gets in there. We end up getting hit for 1. Down to 7. Then we found a Tandem Lookout, which is met with a counterspell, which I'm pretty happy with because, again, we're looking for just 0-cost artifacts at this point. Here again, he thinks about attacking, and then ends up pulling them all back. On our turn, we find the Lotus Petal, which puts him down to 1. And now, once again, we end up missing this point, and don't kill him. The snap bounces the Artificer's Assistant, and now he has exactly lethal. And we are unfortunately defeated because we did not attack on that one turn with both of our Artificer's Assistants. So, a sad, sad day. we had to go 0-3 with Blue-Red Cheerios, but I do think this deck is good, and I'll talk about it in the conclusion. Well, guys, I unfortunately could not get that last win. I just missed that attack with the Artificer's Assistance for one too many turns, and it definitely ended up costing us. As for the deck, I actually think it's really cool, and I could definitely see myself playing this deck in the coming weeks on my stream. So if you're not aware, I'm going to start streaming starting not this weekend, but next weekend. So next Saturday and Sunday, every Saturday, Sunday, from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So 7 to 10, Saturday and Sunday starting next week. So it'll be right at the bottom of the screen there, www.twitch.tv/Pauper Ponderings. So make sure you follow me on there so you never miss out. Again, it's going to be starting next week, so not in 2 days, in a week and 2 days. Saturday and Sunday, 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. I'll be streaming probably Pauper decks, but, sometimes we can do some Cube or whatever. But anyways, this deck is pretty sweet. I like where we are now. I think the 2 Thoughtcasts are good. We never actually cast a Thoughtcast or a Galvanic Blast, but I do think that there is something very powerful here, and if you guys want to tinker around with this, I'd love to hear your feedback on it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have fun this week playing some Pauper or just playing some Magic in general. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week with a brand new Pauper Ponderings.